The sandwich generation. Do you know what that is? Let's have a discussion, guys. I'll be back in a minute. Bye. All right, everyone, I am back. So my name is Yvette and the channel is Polished After 60, and I go over topics for the more mature women, those of us who are 60 and older. I am 68 and dealing with a lot of things that I'm sure many of you ladies are dealing with as well. So I thought I'd pop on here. I was actually speaking with my good friend Mona from About Face with Mona about a week ago, and we were talking about some things, and she had thought that some of these topics are things that you guys might be interested in discussing. So I thought that I would pop on here while I do my makeup and talk about some things that I'm going through, wondering if you guys are going through them as well. So before I start, I did go ahead, I have my eyebrows done. I used my Prime Prometics Prime Brow. This is a lovely, lovely product. So I have my brows done. I do have my mascara on as well. I know some of you may think that's backwards, but that's just how I do my makeup. And I'm using my Prime Lash. So these are things that I have in my cosmetic bag, and I use them a lot because they're favorites. For makeup, I have the e.l.f. Soft Glam mixed in with a little bit of Lumi Glow lotion. I wanted to have a little bit more of a glow on my face. I've gone ahead and aligned my lips. I have no idea what lip liner or lipstick this is. I'm not sure if I'm going to use this. I know I got these off of Amazon. They have no markings. I've had them in my makeup drawer for a year, possibly more. So I've gone ahead and lined my lips, and this I got, what is it called? Iconic London. It's a face palette, and I am really, really enjoying this. So I'm going to be using this as my blush. I'm not sure if I'm going to do contour, possibly a little bit of highlight, so I'll use that. And then for eyeshadow, for eyeshadow from Il Makiage, this lovely, lovely palette, which is just beautiful for fall, and actually I think for the holidays, because these colors are lovely. The thing is that I ordered a few palettes, and they're all basically the same. So I know that I'm going to be giving away some of those palettes as little gifts for the holidays. And guys, can you believe that the holidays are almost here? I have been buying some cute little outfits that I'll be sharing with you guys in the near future for holiday gatherings and events that you might have coming up. And I just can't believe that we're almost in the middle of October. It has been quite hectic here in Florida, as you probably know, and across the Southeast. We have experienced some devastating hurricanes. Luckily, I was not too impacted. I kept my electricity. We do have a boil water in effect. Lost a few more trees in the backyard. My son had some roof damage, so he probably will need to have his roof replaced, but we are still experiencing flooding here, if you can believe that. So a lot of you are in my prayers in Florida and beyond, because we are also experiencing a lot of problems in the Carolinas and in Tennessee, even, if you can believe that. So the weather has just been crazy. These storms are getting crazier and crazier, but let me not get started with that. So I'm gonna go ahead and pick up this pretty blush color. It's kind of like a peachy color. I'm gonna pick it up just with my fingers. I'm gonna put it on the back of my hand. You'll notice that I have some makeup there as well, and I'm gonna go in with my makeup brush, dampened makeup brush, and just put in a little bit of color on my cheeks. Now, you guys know that I usually go lighter on my cheeks, but I am trying to branch out and use a little bit more color, because as we get older, and especially when we put our base on, it kind of makes a blank slate, if you will. So we have to add color back into our cheeks, right? And if you like to do contour, you can add contour in, just so that you have dimension, so it's not a flat look on your face, right? Okay, so I've got blush on one side. Let me go ahead, and I'm looking away because I'm looking in my mirror. Guys, we are having, not we, but there's work going on behind me. People have lost shingles, so my dogs have been going a little bit crazy, so I apologize. But if I don't record this, I'm not going to have a video for you. So let me stop the makeup just for a little bit, just to go over some of the topics that I was talking about with Mona. So I don't know if I am in this generation or not. It's called the sandwich generation. And that generation has children that they take care of and parents that they take care of as well. Well, my son is grown. He's a 44-year-old man on his own and doing very well. I do watch after my grandkids occasionally. I have a grandson who's 16, so he doesn't need much taken care of, but when he comes over, you can be sure that I'm cooking all his favorite things. And then my little granddaughter, who just turned 9, so they're a little bit older, right? I don't really have to pay too much attention to them, but I do have aging parents. And my mom is 91, thank goodness, pretty good health. She was just diagnosed with diabetes, and she has been able to keep control of that. My father is 89. He has diabetes as well. He was diagnosed with diabetes about 50 years ago. So he has done very well controlling it, only having issues with neuropathy, and can maintain his health pretty good. They live fairly close to me. I would say a 20-minute drive, and I do try to go visit them at least twice a week. I call them every day to check in on them. It is getting increasingly hard to watch over my parents. And part of it, I'm sure, is they see me, they still see me as their little girl, right? So when I try to explain things to them or give them advice or guidance, I think they feel like, well, you know, I'm the adult here, she's the child. But as they get older, there are things that perhaps they don't see. My dad recently had a car accident. The car was totaled. Thank goodness no one was hurt. He was going to park into a parking space at the bank, and he hit a couple of cars. He doesn't know how it happened. He doesn't remember. So he has no car. The car was totaled, so I'm having to step in. I have been trying to get him to stop driving for a very long time, but I don't know if it's that he's a Latin man. Spanish men especially are a little bit hard-headed, and you know, they like things done their way. They are the head of the household, very independent, and they want to do for their family. So he has always felt that if he didn't have a car, that it would put more pressure on me. I am the only remaining child. There were 2 of us, my brother and myself, and my brother passed about 40 years ago, I would say. Yeah, about 35 to 40 years ago. So I'm it. I'm the daughter, and we have a very small family. So I'm the one that has to deal with any medical issues that come up, if they have a doctor's appointment. Now, I myself have been, and I think this is part of the issue as well, ladies. I am a 68-year-old woman with 68-year-old woman issues. What I could do a year ago, 5 years ago, 10 years ago is getting increasingly difficult for me. So even when it comes to maintaining my house, there are things that I do daily. I clean my bathrooms daily and my kitchen daily. I have one of those robots that come in and sweeps the floors for me, but you know, they're not 100%, so you have to go in and sweep after them. But I can't do as much as I used to, and I break it up in little pieces during the week so that I can maintain my home in an orderly fashion. So I take care of my house, and my parents are living at home, so I go and I take care of them as well. I have just recently got them to start ordering their groceries online. My father used to do his own groceries. He wants to pick his potatoes, tomatoes, fruit, because he's the one that knows how to do that, right? So I just recently was able to talk him into getting an online service, and that has helped us tremendously. I go in every week and a half, I get a list from him of all the things that he wants, and then I go ahead and order it for him, and it's delivered to his home. It's so much easier than having to go to the store, right? Especially at their advanced age. And I myself, the one thing about COVID, one thing COVID taught us is that we can do things from our home. We don't have to necessarily go to the stores. There are services that do it for us. I have not been to a grocery store in a very long time. If I go at all, it's just to go in and get a specific thing, maybe some milk or some bread or whatever. In and out. Going up and down those aisles and finding my groceries is something that I don't enjoy doing anymore. But all of these things I'm having to deal with, making sure that we have the groceries that we need in my household and making sure that we have them for my mom and dad as well. Another example. I have mentioned before that I've been having a little bit of health issues, so it's causing me to go to the doctor a little bit more than normal. Well, my mom and dad have doctor's appointments that they go to as well. I had an appointment and he had an appointment, and it interfered. One interfered with the other. So their insurance actually pays for someone to come and pick them up and take them to the doctor's office. So I told him that that was a service that was available for them in instances where I couldn't pick them up and take them to the doctors, right? So we tried that out. He was not happy because, of course, he had to wait a little bit longer at the doctor's office than he would have if I would have taken him or if he would have driven himself. So it's so difficult, and I don't know how many of you guys out there are experiencing the same issues, because I want to be there for my mother and father. I want to do everything that I can. They raised me, and in their older years, I want to make sure that they have a good quality of life and that I can help them. But it's sometimes frustrating or hard for them to see their children as someone that can offer them advice and help them. Just a couple of days after the storm, I went, to check on them. Right after the storm, I went to check on them the next day and got their mail. Their mail isn't delivered to their home; it's delivered to a central location in their community. That's another thing. I've just started having the mail come to my house, because if you go to their house, if you go to their home and the mailman is there delivering to the residents, he will not allow us to go in and get the mail. And that causes a problem because a lot of times, because it's a larger community, it takes him 2 or 3 hours to deliver all the mail, to sort through all the mail. And I can't necessarily stay for 2 or 3 hours while that gets done. But anyway, we picked up his mail. He called me up the next day. He had a bill to pay. I told him, Daddy, I've already set it up so that I can pay that over the phone. Just tell me how much is due. No, I already made the check out. I already put the stamp on it, and it has to be mailed. You have to come pick me up to take me to the mailbox to mail it. Otherwise, it won't get there in time. So I very seldom tell my father no. Very seldom. I always do as I'm asked to do. But there comes a point, I think, where, especially when there are other alternative choices that we can make to get things done, we have to kind of say no. And so I told him, I said, Daddy, I'm sorry. We can pay it over the phone and they'll have it, or you're going to have to wait until I come see you the next time. And by the way, I have a couple of doctor's appointments set up, so I might not be able to come to your house for the next few days. Well, he was a little bit upset with me. He hung up the phone. But guess what? The next morning he called and said, you know what? I think you're right. Maybe we can do it the way you're saying. So I paid it for him right away. Look at this, we're talking and I haven't even done any makeup, and I think I might not. Maybe this is just one of those occasions when we talk like girlfriends. But I don't know, is this the sandwich generation? As we are getting older, more advances are being made in science that keeps us living longer and longer. And that's a good thing, right? But it sometimes can place a strain on those of us who are caregivers. And I don't think there's enough services, and the services that they have are very costly, to be quite honest with you. And I'm wondering how you ladies and gentlemen, because I have a few men out there, are dealing with this situation when you have an elderly parent, when you have to make sure that they get to the doctors, when you have to help them pay their bills, drive them to places, all the things that come with day-to-day life, trying to keep them a little bit entertained because they're at home, they don't get to go out a lot. My mom hasn't gone out, and she only goes to the doctor's office. She doesn't want to go out to dinner, they don't want to do things. It's getting harder for them. They're suffering with a little bit of pain, and so it gets harder for them. And it does, I think, put a strain on the people that have to take care of them. I love my parents so very much, and I want them to lead their best final years of living. But there are times when I am just so frustrated and I don't know what to do. And, a lot of times I just, I cut the conversation and just, think on it and try to come up with ways. But I don't know, what resources are you all finding out there that you can share with me and you can share with others in this community? Because I am sure that I am not the only one on here who has aging parents, quite elderly parents, to be honest. And I'm just curious as to how you handle it, how you handle the stress of it, and what you do to make sure that your parents are living a good life. So anyway, ladies, I was going to do my eye makeup, but this video has gone on, and I guess it's it for today. We'll do something else real soon, and I'm very interested in what you all have to say. Thanks for watching, and I will talk to you again real soon. Let's see if this works. Bye, guys.